time to get started. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to Power Yoga. Welcome to Power Yoga. I'm so glad that you're all here. So glad to quote unquote see you all this morning, and grateful for the opportunity to share this practice this morning. Okay, we're going to begin our practice today in a seated position and with some breathing. I got the lights dimmed right now in case your screen looks a little dark, but I'll turn them up in just a moment as we get started with our physical posture. So let's go ahead and start. Go ahead and start that playlist if you want, and then find a nice, comfortable seated position. And we're going to begin with connecting with our breath. And we're going to use a little guided breath today. I call it a 16 count breath, and maybe we'll move it up to a 32 count breath. It just totally depends on how you feel. And so either through the nose or mouth, it's a 4 count of an inhale, a 4 count of a hold at the top, a 4 count of an exhale, and a 4 count and a hold at the bottom. And let's go ahead and continue to do that. Inhale, and hold, and exhale, and hold. And then maybe you can move those to 6s, so maybe a 24 count, or maybe to 8 counts on each level or each breath pattern, okay? So continue to do this pattern, with even tempoed patterns and with a little bit of breath control that allows us to become into the moment, become into the presence, but it also allows us to stay kind of in a balanced breath, okay? We're not trying to calm or ease in, and we're not trying to excite everything. We maintain a nice, even breath. As we consider our practice today and the purpose of our practice, we're all here for different reasons, but perhaps in some of those reasons, we don't necessarily practice yoga to just get better at yoga. I mean, sometimes we're trying to perfect that pose, so to speak, or we're trying to meet that challenge, but oftentimes we use yoga to develop those skills to get to be a better you, to allow us to develop perhaps some skills so that we can develop better life skills, better coping skills, better skills to manage stress. And as we do that, it's a practice that allows us to get better overall at living. Yes, it's not just about standing on one foot, and it's not just about keep breathing in and out, keep breathing. It's not just about standing on one foot or stretching our hamstrings. It's about developing some of those skills, and some of those skills lead to being more confident at who we are. Allows us to just be more of who we are. And as we perhaps deal with stress a little bit different, it allows us to be more confident in dealing with stress and dealing with situations like that. I know personally as a yoga instructor and what I do, when I started very early on, it was, it's really stressful. But over time, I've been able to manage that stress. There was one time a bomb diffuser was asked, does the stress cause concerns with his job? And he shrugged and said, well, it's either I'm right or suddenly I don't have to deal with that problem anymore. Which means he can go into every situation with just a little bit of confidence with perhaps that mindset. And of course, we're not facing those types of consequences with our yoga practice. But with our yoga practice, it allows us to develop that confidence to be just a little bit more of who we are. Confidence is the key word here. Sometimes that confidence allows us to be okay if it happens, and to be okay if things don't happen. And that's confidence, and it's a very powerful place to be. Very powerful place to be. So oftentimes when we're struggling perhaps with balance, be okay if it does happen, and be okay wherever we're at. Very nice. Thinking about wherever you're at, wherever you might be with that breath, let's start turning that into a 3-part breath, abandoning the holds and just deep inhale and long exhale, nose or mouth through that breath. Let's take 2 more cycles just like that, practicing that breath pattern. Preparing ourselves to approach our practice with confidence today. Of course, a lot of that is not having any judgment about our own practice. Positive talk and having confidence of just accepting where we're at. So I'm going to turn the lights up and we're going to begin our physical practice. Awesome. So as we begin our physical practice, let's come from that seated position and let's go ahead and find all fours, hands and knees. So we'll start right there. We'll start right there. Shoulders right above those hands, hips right above those knees. And let's get some strong hands, dig into those mats a little bit. Feel the center of your palms lifting up. And we'll just start rocking in circles. Trying to maintain a deep 3-part breath as we rock in circles, even though we're not connecting movement and breath just yet. Okay, circles as big or as small as you want. Draw those shoulders, if you can, slightly in front of those fingertips, just to warm up through those wrists and make sure those shoulders get treated right. Maybe drawing those hips back towards those heels a little bit more. Drawing those circles, painting those circles with our body. Go ahead and switch directions on those circles and just start to notice how this feels on your body. Okay, just now it's the initial indication of how the physical movement feels on our body. And usually in classes, when I'm teaching, classes, yoga classes or some of my other classes, I can kind of detect how it is I'm gonna feel physically by just some of the initial movements, not necessarily to set the expectation for the entire class, but it kind of gives me a little bit of feel of, okay, I'm feeling it pretty good today. Okay, so it's just the start. And then we're connecting that mind-body connection. Let's come to stillness, cat and cows. Okay, again, hips over those knees and shoulders over those hands. Let's inhale and look up. And bring that tailbone up and then exhale and look down. Tuck that tailbone under, drop the crown of your head. Inhale, look up, drop the bellies down, squeeze those shoulder blades a little bit toward each other. And then exhale, look down, push through those hands, separate those shoulder blades from each other, engage your core. A couple more just like that, 3 more. Inhale and exhale, work the entire length of our spine and those muscles that border our spine. Okay, not just the hips, but all the way up right between those shoulders. Lifting that spine as high as we can in that cat pose and really feeling that stretch along the entire length of our spine from the top of our neck down to the base of our tailbone. Couple more. All right. Very nice. Let's move into spinal balance from stillness here. Right hand forward, left heel back, lengthen from the fingertips to the heels or toes. And try and keep those hips and shoulders as square as we can. Good. On the exhale, set that right hand down, left knee down. Inhale that left and that right heel. Reach for it and exhale down and flow. And flow. There we go. Just flow. Inhale as we reach and exhale as we come back down towards the ground. Trying to maintain that squareness to that ground and mat beneath us. Trying to avoid rocking side to side into those hips and keep connecting that movements and breath. So just try to notice, are you just rocking into those hips and putting all the weight of your body on that hip that's on the ground? Or are we staying nice and square and nice and engaged? Good. One more time each arm. And then we'll come back to all fours. Let's go ahead and just lengthen that right leg out. Bring the toes down to the ground. Press through the heel. Get a little calf stretch right there. A little calf stretch. Keeping those shoulders right above those hands. Probably going to kick that block that's back there. Okay, and then we're going to bring those toes all the way out to the right side and then bring them up and over that left leg. And as we bring them out to the right side, we look to the right. And as we bring them out to the left, we look over that left shoulder. Okay, and just start engaging the side of our bodies. Starting to feel that space. Engaging our core a little bit. Still strong arms here. Still strong hands here. Still deep breath here. Tapping out and then up and over. Squeezing those abs, rocking those hips side to side. 2 more times as we rock and roll side to side. There we go. And back onto all fours and onto the other side. I'm just going to face head on now. Lengthen that left leg, toes down to the ground. Press that heel back. Get a good stretch on that calf on the left side. Awesome. And now, left toes, bring it out to the left. And then over to the right. Still maintaining that deep breath. And again, rocking a little bit side to side. Feeling that side of our body and those core muscles on the side of our body engaging. And a little squeeze. All right. Give me 2 more. Taps out and over, just painting that half circle with those toes. And then we'll come right back to all fours again. Tip that left foot out. Tip that left foot out. We're just going to lengthen that right leg out to the side and find kneeling side plank. Kneeling side plank. Okay, left hand to the ground, right hand to the sky. Right leg nice and long. And then we can bring that right hand up and over, bicep to our ear, and extend and reach overhead. Just reach into those ribs. Very nice. Very nice. Maybe lifting that back leg up and just hold now. And just hold. That's all we're going to do is just hold. We're going to hold. We can always just keep that right foot on the ground or float that leg up and just hold and engage our core and just lift our left hip up just a little bit more. Good. Just circle that arm through. Come back to all fours. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Tip those right toes out as a little kickstand. Left leg out to the side. Reach nice and high. Left hand reaches overhead now. Bicep to our ear. There we go. And either keeping that left leg on the ground or floating that left foot up and just holding it right there. Holding it right there. Maybe bringing those toes toward the shins, get those hip flexors working just a little bit more. All right. Awesome. Let's circle that left arm through. We'll come back to all fours. As we come back to all fours, go ahead and curl those toes. Getting ready to stand onto those toes. Push those hands back to those knees. Start hovering those knees off the ground. Push back onto our feet. Sweep those hands up nice and tall. And exhale to heart center. Let's start with some fanning those arms up, connecting movement and breath. Inhale up. And exhale and just sweep those arms. Good. And again, inhale up. And again, sweep those arms. We'll do that 2 more times. We'll do that 2 more times. Okay? All right. And then we'll begin adding just a little bit more of a hinge. Inhale up and bring those hands down, maybe past the knees. Excellent. And then inhale up and maybe through the shins down with those hands. And then inhale up and all the way down as far as you can go and keep going. Inhale up and just hinge, hinge. Give me 2 more just like that. Inhale up and exhale, fold. Inhale up, exhale, fold. And then this time we inhale, come all the way right back to heart center on the exhale. Let's interlace those fingers behind our back. Inhale, draw those shoulders down away from our ears, lift our hearts, exhale, and forward fold on down. Long spine on the way down. Okay, if it bothers you to have those hands interlaced, just rest them on your back and elbows toward each other. And as we exhale, drop the crown of your head, float those hands up to the sky. Okay, keep those fingers interlaced if you're able. And just enjoy this stretch. Just enjoy this stretch. All right. Good stretch up top through those shoulders, through the chest, and we'll squeeze between those shoulder blades. Draw those hands maybe a little bit higher. Try and bring those palms a little bit closer together. Okay, and always just a little bit of constant motion, okay? No point that we just need to find a spot and then freeze frame into it. Just keep exploring. Keep exploring that spot. All right, let's go ahead and exhale and release those hands. Inhale, sweep up nice and tall. Keep those hands up there, up toward the sky. And then exhale, right hand down and lean over for a side bend. Good. We're looking at those left fingertips, pressing our hips to the left side. Then maybe drawing that right hand behind our back. get prepared to do a little bit of a wing and neck stretch. So reach just a little bit more, press our hips, and then let's stand tall. Left hand grabs on to that right wrist, pull it through, wing on the left. Exhale, chin to our chest and left ear to left shoulder, space between our teeth, and relax our jaw. Now I adjusted my feet closer together. You can always just leave them hip distance apart or wherever it's comfortable for you. I just like the feeling when I have my feet closer together. I feel like I get a little bit more hinged, a little bit more stretch on the side of my body. Okay, it's all a preference thing, okay? All right, inhale, sweep those hands up. Nice and tall. Exhale, left hand down only. Look at those right fingertips. Press our hips to the right side now. Weight of our body in to that right foot. And keep leaning, keep leading. And if it's comfortable, go ahead and just bring that left arm behind your back. And just rest it right there in preparation. So that when we stand tall, let's go ahead and do that. Right hand grabs the left wrist, pull it through. Make a wing on to the right. Exhale, chin to our chest. Right ear, right shoulder, and breathe. Ooh, good stretch, gentle stretch. Space between those teeth, relax, relax, relax. Okay. And gently release. Very nice. I'm going to just turn to the side wherever you're at on your mats. Let's come to the back of our mats. Okay, not the front, the back. And we're just going to walk out to a plank, do a push-up and press back to down dog. So it's an inchworm. We're just going to walk all the way out, push up, knees or toes. Okay, just a little push-up, elbows back. That's a yoga push-up, right? Little push-up and then exhale back to downward dog. Okay, inhale back to plank and then exhale, walk those hands back to those feet. Okay, sweep those arms up, inhale, and exhale to heart center. Do it again, inhale, reach, exhale, on down, walk those hands all the way back. Good. Take an inhale and then exhale, push up, inhale and lift up, exhale back to down dog. Inhale back to that plank position, and then walk those hands back to those feet. You can bend those knees, straight legs, exhale to heart center. Keep going. We're going to do that about 3 more times. And then on that final time, we'll engage in some side planks. Side planks. So not yet. Keep going with that pattern we just did. Plank and push up to down dog. Back to plank, walk those hands back to those feet, and keep going. Again, push up, knees or toes, elbows back on those push-ups. Press back, ears between those arms. Inhale forward on that plank, walk those hands back. Awesome, let's do that one more time. And we're gonna stay down on the ground. Let's get that push up, press back to down dog. Good, and come back to plank position. Right hand down onto the ground. Left hand up toward the sky, side plank. Okay, blades and edges of those feet, pinky toe, big toe. Okay, we can also have that right knee down. Okay, stack through those shoulders, lift through those hips. Lift through those hips. And just reach and reach. Okay, we can go overhead with it. We can lift that top leg up off the ground. And just kind of mirror what we were doing earlier in that kneeling side plank. Let's go on to the other side. Left hand down, right hand up. I'm going to turn my back to you. Okay. Literally, not figuratively. All right. And just reach and stack those shoulders and then find that side plank. That works for you. Reach for it, lift those hips, push through the ground, strength and confidence in this pose. Back to the right hand down, left hand to the sky. Just one more time each side, not as long. Good, and then left hand down, right hand up. Perfect. Awesome. Both hands down, plank position. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, ears between those arms, tailbone up toward the sky. Arches soften, heels down toward the ground. No need for them to touch. Downward facing dog. Begin pedaling those heels. Pedaling those heels. Strong hands, strong arms, soft bend in those elbows, not blocking those joints. Long spine, crown of our head through to our tailbone. Lengthen. Lengthen and lift as high as you can. As we lift that tailbone a little bit more, we'll feel a little bit more and deeper stretch through our hamstrings and through our glutes, and that connection into our lower back. Let's find stillness as we inhale and step forward towards those hands. Bend those knees. Sweep up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, heart center. Good. I believe we're ready for Sun A's now. So let's do that. Inhale, shoot those hands up, and exhale. Long spine as we come down, fold. Inhale up to flat back, and exhale, hands down, step back to plank position. On that inhale, rock forward, stay on the toes or come to the knees for an exhale, half push-up. Inhale, look up, cobra on the knees or upward dog, shoelace side of those feet, knees up. And then exhale, downward facing dog, ears between those arms, hips nice and high. Inhale, step. Or hop forward. Careful on that hop. Exhale on those knees. Sweep up nice and tall. And right back to heart center. Let's do like 5 more of those. Inhale up and exhale and fold. Inhale up, flat back, and exhale, press it back. Remember, you can always go right from this plank position to downward dog. Or do that little vinyasa flow. Adding that half push-up chaturanga to cobra upward dog and exhale to downward dog. Step or hop forward, exhale into those knees, inhale, sweep up, fill those lungs, and right back to heart center. Keep going, inhale, reach for it, and exhale, come on down. Inhale up to flat back, and exhale, step it back. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, down. Inhale, look up, and exhale, press it back. Looking back down, inhale, step or hop forward. Good. Exhale, inhale all the way up, and exhale, right back to heart center. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, down. Inhale up to that flat back. Sometimes I skimp on this, so I try to make sure we get it each time. Exhale, hands down, and step it back. Inhale, rockets, and exhale. Come on down. Inhale, cobra upward dog, yogi's choice. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale as we step or hop forward, and sweep those arms, fill those lungs as much as we can. Good. Reach forward and exhale, come down. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, come on back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, that half push up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press back. Inhale, hop or step. Exhale, into those knees. Inhale, sweep as high as you can. Reverse that swan dive back to heart center. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale, reach forward and exhale, down. Inhale, up to flat back, and exhale, come on back. Good, good, good. Let's go through that vinyasa flow. You're designing it just for you, just for you. Press back to downward dog. Inhale, step or hop forward. Getting into it. Inhale, sweep up, and exhale on down. 1 more time. Inhale up, and exhale, and full. Inhale up to flat back, and exhale, press it back. Good. Go through your vinyasa flow. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From here, drop to those knees. Knees a little bit wider than those feet. Hips to heels. Child's pose. Take a moment. Take a moment. We can rest the bridge of our nose and the top of our forehead on our mats if we want to. Arms extended out. Can also set those elbows down, palms together. And a little shark fin as we put a bend into those elbows. Good stretch on those triceps. Let's find a comfortable spot allowing us to reconnect and recollect. Whew, there we go. Maybe a little sip of water because we're about ready to get going into more. Into more. I'm just going to face you head on now. At least for our first flow, first sequence. All right, so as we come out of child's pose, let's find that plank position. That plank position and press back to downward facing dog, ears between those arms. Excellent, there we go.
And then that right foot floating up nice and high. Put a bend in that knee, open the hip. And we're going to do 3 knee pulls, opposite knee, opposite elbow. So bring that right knee across our body towards the left elbow. Inhale that heel back up. 2 more times. Even open that hip at the top if you want to. Okay? 2 more times. 1 more time. And then go ahead and set that right foot between those hands. Left heel stays up. Crescent pose. Crescent pose. Okay? Which means our hips and shoulders are squared up to the front. Both sets of toes. All 10 of them facing forward. Facing forward. Deep bend in that front knee. Watch that that knee's not caving in. It's going toward our pinky toe. So if we take a peek down, we can see our big toe and our second toe at best. Okay? If we see those outside toes, then that knee's caving in. Okay? All right, just a little bit of a cue so you know what to do. Let's interlace those fingers behind our back. Draw those shoulders down and away from our ears. Lift that heart up just a little bit more. And from this crescent pose, humble crescent or humble warrior, lean forward and draw those hands up. Try to keep that back heel up off the ground. Maybe a little bit harder said than done. It's okay to set that back heel down if you find yourself wobbling. Good. We're going to keep this depth right here as we release the hands. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Back heel still up off the ground. We're just going to flow through twisted low lunge, okay? So that left foot can stay on the ground or that left knee can come on down. Totally up to you. I'm going to set my knee down just to try that out, shoelace side of that back foot. And then with that right hand, we're going to inhale it up, and then just tap that hand back down. Keep on flowing, okay? And we'll thread that needle with that right hand. So we're coming underneath that left armpit to get a little bit extra squeeze on that left side of our body, okay? Squaring up those shoulders. As we reach up, try to feel through that left hip flexor and top of that quad. Trying to keep that right knee still toward our heart and those legs scissoring toward each other. Two more. Inhale as we reach, exhale, thread it through. One more. All right. Hands back down, let's curl those toes. Press through that heel, thumbs up toward the sky, sweep up, back to crescent pose. Arms out nice and wide. Okay, and then we're gonna rotate and twist towards that right side. So turn, staying nice and tall, crown of our head through to our tailbone. I'm gonna turn to the side here, just so you can see this, that back heel is still up. I'm gonna turn all the way to the side. How about that? Make it a little bit better. All right. Then we're going to rock forward and back. That's what we're trying to reach something here and reach something there. Little rock, forward and back. Keeping into those legs, keeping that strength onto those legs. Good rocking, good rocking. 2 more. Forwards and backs. All right, and then come right back to center again. Crescent pose. Crescent pose. Just going to turn to the front so you can see. All right, from crescent pose, let's find warrior 2. The shift here, back heel comes down, and then arms point front and back. Okay, just make sure that knee is still pointing towards those front toes and not caving in. All right, turning to the side here, right foot still forward, left foot back. Warrior 2 posture. Okay. All right. Good bend in that front knee hovering above the ankle. Strong posture. Ears over shoulders over hips. Right angle pose. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Right arm to the top of the leg. Avoid the knee. And back hand up toward the sky. Okay. Want something deeper in right angle pose? Draw that right arm deeper into the leg. Even pressing the arm into the leg. Okay. And using that block on that ground or nothing at all, and float that arm. Okay? Left arm up toward the sky, bicep to the ear, extend that right angle pose, still a nice strong left leg, press through that left pinky toe.
Awesome. As we exhale, come back to warrior two. Take a nice inhale, exhale, flip that front hand, inhale, lift it up, reverse warrior. Front knee still bent, front knee still bent. Of course, you have choices to make, and you can always make those choices at any point in time to straighten that leg. It's totally up to you, okay? Try to breathe through it. Try to find the calm in this challenging or stressful moment on our physical body. Reach for it, reach for it, reach for it. Create that space on the right side of our body. Exhale, back to warrior two. Cartwheel those arms around and down. Press back to downward or plank position, and then vinyasa flow. Meet back in downward facing dog. So inhale, rock forward. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Give yogi's choice and exhale back to downward facing dog. Okay, I'm gonna face you. All right, from downward dog, left heel floats up to the sky, put a bend in that knee and open that hip. And again, opposite knee, opposite elbow, left knee comes to right elbow. Exhale, inhale, and bring that left heel up. 2 more times. Total of 3 right here. Bring it across. A lot of core strength right there and stability. Good. And on that 4th time, set that left foot between those hands. Back heel stays up. Crescent pose. Crescent pose. All right. Again, left knee towards those toes, hips, shoulders square. From this crescent pose, bring those hands behind at the back. Interlace those fingers. Palms together, shoulders down, away from the ears. Inhale up, nice and tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Hinge forward. Okay? We'll find that spot, drop the crown of our head, float those hands up toward the sky. Good, stretch up top. So much strength in what we're doing here. Anytime you need to set that back heel down, that's fine. Stand right here in this position. Release those hands to the inside of that left foot. Back knee down or up. I'm going to set mine down. Twist a low lunge with a little thread. Left hand reaches up nice and high. Left knee still towards the heart center. Exhale. Left hand underneath that right armpit. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Bring it through. Keep going. Inhale. Rise and high. And exhale. Again, on that inhale, try to feel that stretch across the front of that right leg. Okay, on that exhale, as we square up those shoulders, try and feel a little core engagement as we squeeze through those external obliques on that thread the needle. Okay, how about 2 more? 2 more. 1 more time, and then we'll set both hands down, curl those toes. Curl those toes. Stabilize those feet, thumbs up toward the sky, float up crescent pose. Float up crescent pose. There we go. Arms out nice and wide, and then we're going to turn towards that left side. I'm just going to turn so you can see that. Turn to the left side, stay tall. Crown of our head through to our tailbone, still pressing through that heel. Heel, and then rock forward and back. Just a little hinge through the hips here. Just trying to reach something out there and then come back and reach something on the other side. And while we're doing that, that left leg is just screaming at us a little bit because it's engaging like crazy. 2 more times, forward and back. And then we'll come and sweep back right to crescent pose. Right to crescent pose. Left foot still forward, right foot back. And we'll just go ahead and sweep those arms, circle open the warrior 2. Right heel on the ground. Arms front and back. Warrior 2, there we go. All right, I'm going to stay just right here, forward. All right. From this warrior 2 right angle pose, left forearm to the top of that leg, back hand up toward the sky. And again, creep that left arm to the inside of that left leg. And it's okay to press that arm in. Okay, just to keep that knee from caving in. Keep that tension right there. It helps you also
open up that upper body so we can stack through those shoulders. You can also put those fingertips onto the block or the ground if you're still able to keep that nice shoulder alignment. Good, deep inhales and exhales here. Keep breathing, don't forget about that. And on our exhale, let's find warrior two. Just float right up into those arms. Good, exhale, flip that front hand, inhale, lift that front hand, reverse warrior, reach for it. Back hand just rests on the leg or behind your back. And just take that left hand, reach as high as you're able to reach into the sky. Outstanding. Let's come back to warrior two. We'll cartwheel those arms around and down. Press it back to plank position, vinyasa flow. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. All right. And then once we get back to down dog, right heel floats up nice and high. Three-legged dog, and bring that right foot forward, left heel to the ground. Now warrior one pose. Warrior one pose. Both feet to the ground, heels to toes. Left foot pointing off to that left side. Good, nice deep bend in that right knee toward our pinky toes. Same thing as that crescent pose. And just pay attention to that left hip, knee and ankle. Make sure it feels right for you. Okay? All right, so I'm just gonna turn to the side here. Warrior one, and then open up warrior two. Front knee and toe stay right where they're at. Just point those left toes perpendicular to the left side of the room. That's all we gotta do. And we're there, warrior two, arms front and back. Excellent, let's lengthen that front leg. Soft bend still into that right knee right there. Breathe in nice and tall, exhale, and reach as far forward as we can. Reach, 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 hips going to the back of the room. Okay, body going in opposite directions. When we can reach no further, or if we're out of breath, tip over, or maybe take another breath, I don't know. Okay, I suppose we can do that. And then bring that right arm above or below the knee onto the leg or onto that block, so much so that we can stack through those shoulders. Now sometimes you'll see like the Instagram-y versions of this pose, the hand is behind the leg, or sometimes it's in front. I don't have a preference. Okay, there's no, to my knowledge, there's no anatomical preference. There's like no purpose to have one versus the other. It's totally up to you, okay? I think some folks do that because, you know, it makes it look pretty and, you know, you gotta make them look pretty on the Instagram, right? Let's exhale back to warrior two. Go ahead and lengthen that front leg yet again. Okay, and without setting those hands on a leg, this time unsupported triangle, just bring that left arm and bicep overhead and reach both hands forward. Both hands forward. Okay, reach, 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 unsupported triangle. There we are. So much of a deeper stretch along the top side of our body now. Focusing there. Good. And on the exhale, let's find warrior two. Okay. All right, we're going to pivot that front foot so we're straddling our mats. Okay, outer corners of those mats. Walk those feet in just a little bit. Hands to heart center. A little yoga squat. Come down and reach up. Okay, a yogi squat down and up, knees to toes. Little squat to star, as it's called. Okay. Get as low as you want to go into that squat, or stay as high as you want to be. This is where that confidence comes in. You be you. Okay? All right. Give me 3 more squats here. And one more time. Inhale those hands up. Exhale to heart center. Awesome. Maybe separate those feet just a little bit more and then make those feet parallel to each other. Okay. All right. Inhale up nice and tall. Long spine and long arms, T-arms out to the side. And we're just going to stop halfway. Stop halfway and stay right there. Okay. We're still got to soft bend to those knees. They're not locked at those joints, but we're staying right here. Nice neutral spine, just looking down. Just looking down, strong back, strong core, strong feet, feeling both feet, heels to toes, but feel the weight of our body shifting into those heels. So we feel a deeper stretch into those hamstrings and glutes. Stay right here. Stay right here. Awesome. We got this. We got this. It almost feels kind of comfortable to be right here. Kind of comfortable. Maybe you disagree, and maybe we're all different, right? So let's take a little bit of an inhale, fill up, and then exhale, just complete that forward fold. Drop the crown down, interlock those arms and rock. Rock side to side. Good, now we're feeling good. Still feel that good stretch in through our lower back and our glutes and our hamstrings. As we rock side to side, feel a little bit weightless up top. From our waist on up, just hang down and relax. Relax through those shoulders. Relax through the jaw and those teeth. We'll add a little twist here, so maybe with the block or not. I'm going to use the block just to demonstrate that. Right hand on the ground or on that block, and inhale that left hand up toward the sky. And even if we're on the ground, we can use cupcake hands, fingertips, okay? It's called cupcake hands, and it helps us to get our spine in a little bit better alignments. If it's comfortable, try and look at that left hand into the sky. If it's comfortable, try and just pivot our hips a little bit to the left side to feel a deeper stretch on the inside part of that leg. The right side. And then exhale, left hand down, inhale to the right. Inhale to the right. Whew. There we go, and still trying to maintain good breath. Good, even breath. Very nice. 2 more breaths right here in this twist. Exhale, both hands down. We're just going to crawl back to the front of our mats, whatever the front of your mat is. All right. Mine's just going to go right here, and then Vinyasa flow, be back in downward facing dog. Let's do it again, other side. Inhale. All right. Press back, down dog. Once from down dog, left heel floats up to the sky. Bring that left foot forward, right heel to the ground. Warrior one pose. Warrior one pose. Awesome job. I'm just going to turn to the side so we can see that a little bit better. Good stuff right there. Good foundation from the ground up. Good alignment on those knees. Take a nice big inhale on the exhale. Just make that right foot perpendicular. Extend those arms front and back. Left knee hovering above the ankle. Tall posture. Warrior two. Good, good. Strong. Warrior two. Let's go ahead and lengthen that front leg. Fill up those lungs as much as we can. Exhale, reach as far as we can. Hips going to the back. Reach, 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 reach. Then tip over. Left hand above or below the knee on the leg or on that block. Okay, maybe going to the ground, but typically going to the ground just a little bit overboard, a little bit too much, and then that top shoulder starts to drop down. Okay, so just listen to your body. Make sure we still feel a little stretch up top. Because as soon as we drop down, we lose that stretch up top. As soon as we drop that top shoulder, we lose that stretch up top. So as long as you're feeling that stretch up top, you probably got a pretty good alignment right there without going overboard. Don't go beyond. No need to. No need to. Exhale, back to warrior two. Good. Lengthen that front leg yet again. A triangle set of legs. And then unsupported triangle, right bicep to the ear. Reach overhead, both fingertips reaching. Both fingertips reaching overhead. Really, really reaching into that top side of our body now. Squeeze those abs, stabilize. Okay, that's the core is strong. That core is engaged. Reach to those fingertips. Reach, reach. Outstanding. And exhale back to warrior two. And then let's straddle the other side of our mats. Or whatever side you can see me the best. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Good, inhale up. Nice and tall.
And exhale, and fold, deep bend. Inhale up, nice and tall, and exhale, and fold. 2 more times, inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. And on this next one, inhale, and then straight legs, flat back, chin up. Come down nice and slow, back to that airplane, stop halfway. Stop halfway. Breathe. Find the confidence here. Find the control here. The stability. Strong feet, strong legs, weight of our body into those heels. Dynamic tension all the way up the back of those legs into our glutes. Strong back, strong core. Deep breaths. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale to release those hands down. Good. And now walk both hands over towards that right foot. Let's just go ahead and pivot that foot. We're going to focus on just a hamstring stretch. Hand above or below the knee or onto the ground. And if you want, you can lift the toes up, lengthen that leg a little bit more, or keep the foot completely on the floor. Just focus on the hamstring stretch here. It's almost like a super wide pyramid. Super wide pyramid. Breathe it through. Try to avoid going too far. Try to avoid going overboard. One more breath. Inhale, exhale. And then let's walk over to the other foot. Just gently walk over. Pivot that foot. Pivot that foot. Hands above or below the knee on the leg, or to the ground, or even this block. Got one hand on a block. Heel can be down, toes can be up. I'm sorry, toes can be down or toes can be up. Heel's always going to be down. And breathe. And breathe. 2 more. 2 more inhales and exhales. Very nice. We'll step and walk back to the head of our mat, back to plank, back to downward dog. Back to plank, and then vinyasa flow to downward dog. That's where we're heading, folks. That's where we're heading. Give me another vinyasa flow and meet back. In double D down dog. Right heel floats up toward the sky, 3-legged dog. Reach nice and high with that heel, and then bring it through runner's lunge, left knee down. Runner's lunge, left knee down, shoelace side of that left foot. Okay, all right. Shoelace side of that left foot. We're going to rock forward and back. So my hip is way in front of that left knee. So we're going to rock onto my heel, let right toes up off the ground, rock back. Okay, half splits, and then rock forward. Keep going. Back and forward. Lengthen that right side, half splits. Back to that runner's lunge, knee down. Keep going. Awesome. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock it forward. Almost wanted to say rock it Amadeus, rock me Amadeus. I don't know where that came from. Good 80s reference right there. The 80s were only 20 years ago, right? Okay, all right, that's right, that's what I think. Rock it back and forward, and then one more time. Rock it back and forward, stay in this kneeling runner's lunge, curl those toes. Let's find crescent pose. Sweep those arms up, crescent pose. Okay, I'm gonna face to the front, right foot forward, left foot back. We are in crescent pose. Bring that right hand down, just rest it on our tailbone. Left hand reaches up to the sky. For a side bend, press our hips to the left side. 80s were just 20 years ago. Yeah. Feels like it anyway. I don't know. All right. Take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, let's lengthen that front leg and step that back foot in. Both feet, heels to toes on the ground. Pyramid pose. So we'll lengthen up nice and tall. Breathe in and then exhale, hinge through those hips.
Keeping those shoulders and hips square to the ground, soft bend in that right knee as we come down. We're not locking that joint. And then let your body adapt as we either find above or below the knee on the leg, or that block, or even that ground. And when we find that spot where we want to settle, we drop the crown of the head and breathe. Settle in, breathe in, smooth breaths, smooth pose. Awesome. From here, a little balance. So launch right into Warrior Three. A little bend in that right knee, float that left heel up, hands forward, heart center, or back. Confidence in this pose. We show that confidence by rolling those shoulders back and down. Try to avoid hunching over as if we're going to fall to the ground. Have confidence that you got this. Okay? Neutral spine, long spine. Just visualize you're making a letter T with your body. And your leg is the leg of that letter T. Draw that left heel up just a little bit more. Squeeze through the glutes and into our lower back and breathe. And then as we exhale, put a bend in those knees, set those hands down, press back to plank position. One more vinyasa flow, let's go, let's go. Exhale, come down, inhale, look up, exhale, press back. And from downward dog, left heel up, toward the sky, go ahead and bring it through, runner's lunge. Runner's lunge, right knee on the ground, shoelace side of that right foot. Let's start rocking forward and back. Left toes lift up, half splits, and rock forward, rock forward. Okay. You can see that, right? It's like I'm in the starting blocks at a track meet, ready to hit the 100-meter. Okay, you can also stay up here, hands high on the leg, avoid the knee. And just rock back. Good, stretch on the hamstring. Good, rock forward, stretch on the top of that right side. All right, 2 more times. Inhale back and exhale forward. Good, let's curl those right toes now. Lift that right knee up off the ground, thumbs up toward the sky. Sweep them up nice and high, crescent pose. Crescent pose, and then a side bend, side bend. Let's bring that left hand behind our back, reach that right hand up toward the sky, hips going to the right side this time. Breathe into it and press, press, press those hips. Good stuff. Inhale back. And then exhale, step that back foot forward, both feet on the ground, heels to toes, stand nice and tall. Inhale and zip it up. Exhale, hips and shoulders square, hinge through those hips. It's nice and long up top, nice and long up top. That lets that leg adapt, lets that body adapt in that good posture. And once we found that spot where it's A-okay, where we just want to stay, drop the crown of your head and breathe. Two more breaths right here as we settle in the pyramid. Love pyramid pose, love settling in the pyramid. You can just hang out here all day. But you know what, we got things to do. We can't just hang out in pyramid all day. That's right. We got Warrior Three to get into. So we're going to put a little bend in that left knee, float that right heel up off the ground, hands forward, heart center, or sweep them back. In confidence, confidence. Roll back those shoulders,
Long spine, strong left leg, strong right glute and heel, smooth breath. Owning this, we own this. 2 more inhales and exhales. And on that second exhale, set both feet down on the ground. Inhale and sweep up. And exhale right back to heart center. Let's take a seat on the ground. Let's take a seat on the ground. Come on down. Okay. Soles of our feet together. We'll hit butterfly or bound angle pose to begin with. Okay, drawing those knees down towards the ground. Try and see how close those knees can get to the ground. Inhale up nice and tall. Begin rocking forward. Keep that long spine. It's okay to grab onto your shins or ankles or even cup the outside of those feet, those pinky toe sides of those feet. Keep that length. Keep that length. And then when you found that spot to settle in, drop the crown of your head round through the spine and breathe. Little adjustments, little adjustments. Find a little bit more. Find a little bit more. Good, and exhale and release. Keep the feet right where they're at. It's a little twist now. Right hand behind the back, left hand to the outside of that right knee. Stay tall and rotate. Pressing those feet still toward each other. And push the left hand to the outside of that right knee. Stay tall. And then same thing, other side. Right hand outside that left hand behind you. Stay tall and breathe. Very good. Exhale back to center. All right, we're going to put a little flow together. Little core. Little core. So boat and incline plank or tabletop. We're going to flow those together. We'll start with boats. Well, bending those knees, lean back and float those feet up off the ground. We can lengthen those legs if we want to. Arms out to the side. Okay. And then we're going to set those feet down, long legs, point those toes. If you want to incline plank, fingertips toes forward. You can also bend those knees, okay? Fingertips forward toward those feet or off to the sides. Lift those hips up nice and high. Shoulders stay right above those wrists and hands. Exhale, sets on back down. Let's find that boat. And we're going to flow through boat and incline plank or tabletop. We can bend those knees and do the same thing with those hips. Okay? And just go at your own pace. Hold boat for about 3 to 4 seconds. And hold incline plank or tabletop. 3 to 4 seconds. Or breaths. How about that? Can breathe into it, yeah. Let's go 2 more times each pose. Little core and little heart and perhaps hip opener on that tabletop. All right, it's a little freedom to move right there. Excellent job. Okay, if you have a block, have it nearby. If you don't have a block, don't worry. Don't worry, no fretting. No fretting, we got it. Interlock those ankles, grab behind those knees. Come on to our backs. Come on to our backs. All right, little happy cow. Okay, I'll start it with without a block. So we're going to bring those legs up and then we're going to cross right over left.
right over left, and just grab the outside of the ankles and draw our knees toward our chest, okay? If you have a block, then set your tailbone and your hips up onto that block. And same idea with those legs. Float them up, cross right over left, and then grab to the outside of those ankles and draw your knees to your chest. And that gives us a nice deep stretch on into the glutes and the hips of that top leg, which should be our right leg. And just breathe. Just breathe. Going a little bit long today. My apologies in advance. I just want to make sure we get our hips stretched. This will be the final thing we've got today. Good. Let's go to release out of here. We'll cross left over right, either on the block or not. And again, grab the outside of those legs, draw those knees toward our chest. Really isolates into the glutes, this stretch. You can really feel, especially if you have some tightness there, and I personally have tightness right there. Almost always tight through that space. Very nice. Let's flip both feet up. All right. And then we'll make our way towards Shavasana, final relaxation. So let's come down onto our mats. If we're following along on the music, Shavasana song is called Celestine from Peter Cater. We just find the most comfortable spot we can on our mats. Just lay down, sprawl out. Palms up or down, whatever's comfortable. Release those hands, no fists. Open up those feet and just let them naturally fall. Allow your body to just press into the surface beneath you. Allow your breath just become a natural everyday breath. Eyelids heavy on the eyes without forcing it. And just feeling like you're sinking into that surface beneath you. As we find quietness of our physical presence. As we find that calmness of our bodies and that restful nature of our bodies. We connect that rest with our minds, with our emotions, and allow that to give us the space to feel the impacts of our practice. Try to feel your practice working throughout your body right now. Notice that you're calmer, more at peace and relaxed, while knowing that you just engaged your body. You just pushed through some things that were challenging and did many things that we were already accustomed to do. And we did all those physical things while applying principles that allow us to be a better you. Principles such as recognizing those challenging or stressful situations and breathing through it. Principles such as allowing ourselves to just be who we are. Allow our true presence to just be on our mat. It allows us to find that acceptance and that confidence to be who we are. And of course, allowing that judgment to just be let go. Because if we allow ourselves to just be who we are, there's really no judgment involved in that process.
There's no judgment whatsoever involved in that process. Allows us the utmost of confidence of just to be present, to be in the moment, and to experience this experience that's truly meant for us. Our closing message. Confidence. Confidence isn't thinking you're better than anyone else. Confidence isn't thinking you're better than you were, or that you should be any better than you are. It's realizing that you have no reason to compare yourself to anyone else, and that includes your previous self. We have developed that practice of confidence today. I honor the love and light in each of you as it's also within me. Namaste.